Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here. And before I get on to my review, I would like to say this review was actually requested. I honestly forgot who requested it. I do apologize if I forgot who you are. If I find your comment about you requesting this movie, I will put your name and YouTube channel in the description box below so people can know who you are. If they want to go subscribe to you, they can do that. I do sincerely apologize. This person requested me to review several movies, several different franchises or trilogies, and this is definitely for a franchise that the person requested me to review. And today that movie is going to be Scary Movie from 2000.
He knows what they did. He knows where they live.
You're behind the couch.
What? Oh. He knows how to party. Scary Movie. Dead people. Rated R. In theaters everywhere Friday.
Scary Movie stars Shawn Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Shannon Elizabeth, Anna Faris, and it's directed by Keenan Wayans. The plot of Scary Movie is that basically it's about this group of teenagers who are stalked by a very familiar masked movie madman. And it's also a parody of several different horror movies combined into one. Now, what I like about this movie, honestly for me, I will give credit when they do actually do recreations of each movie. It's actually done really well, actually. Even for a parody, it's done really well, actually. As far as recreating certain shots and ads. Also, I did like some of the humor. Actually, some of the humor I did found funny. And honestly, I would say the funniest actor in this movie, for me, personally, the one I got the most laugh out of was Marlon Wayans as Shorty. He was fucking funny. Not gonna lie. And I will say the writing at times is pretty good to the point where some of these jokes have actually become iconic. Like, apparently the one everybody remembers from this film is the whole "What's up?" scene. Like, so at least that's got to say something that some of the humor has become like iconic. Oh, and another thing I liked about this movie was the pacing. The pacing of this movie was really damn good. Like, it did not felt like I was watching an hour and a half of a movie. It really didn't. If anything, I think at most it felt like I was watching maybe 30 minutes worth of a movie. Actually, it was pretty easy to get through as far as the pacing. What are my negatives with Scary Movie? Honestly, for me, for one, it has to go to some of the writing. Again, I think some of the writing is brilliant, but a lot of times I think it's not. I think it comes off as very lazy. Like, the parody, the film it parodies the most is the original Scream, and for most part it's practically copy and paste, Control-C, Control-V of the original Scream, even down to the dialogue. And I just felt like that screamed laziness. And that's also the case with all the other horror movies that tried to parody. Now again, some of those horror movies they tried to parody I have not seen. Like, they've tried to parody I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I have not seen I Know What You Did Last Summer. I haven't seen those movies. I got the first one on DVD, so maybe I'll go check it out, but... And also, a lot of the humor did not land with me either. It's like, a lot of the humor felt very immature, like, even immature for my liking. I will admit, I could be a bit immature with my humor. You know? But even this is a bit too far for me. And not only that, a lot of the jokes just don't land, actually. It's, like, just not funny. It was, at times, not, at times wasn't smartly written, actually. In a lot of areas, it's almost like, seriously, how long did it take them to write that joke? 1 or 2 seconds? And for me, as far as the whole copy and paste aspect of this movie, for me, if somebody were to allow me to have, like, at least utilize the rights of certain horror properties, like, just certain horror properties in general, and say, hey, I need you to combine all this stuff and make it into a really funny parody. of these movies. For one, I would have not done the whole copy and paste aspect. I would have actually done a lot more creative liberties with these. And first of all, I would probably get rid of a lot of the immature humor. I may throw some immature humor in there, but just the ones I find funny, you know? I would take a lot more time to think of jokes. Oh, and another thing I didn't like about this movie was that this movie also tried to poke fun at horror cliches, even 90s horror cliches. And, you know, you would think they would not end up doing those same cliches, but they do. They do. And I was like, it would have been so much funnier if you did not do that. Because it's like, you would get us to think, oh, they're going to do that. They're going to do that. And then they don't, and, you know, do something completely different. And that would have been funny. Even if it comes out fucking nowhere, it would have been funny. You know, you making fun of horror cliches and then doing them does not help your case. If anything, you add on to those horror cliches. Like, just cliches in general. You add on to the cliches by doing that. And also, speaking of the copy and paste nature of this film, when I was watching it, I was like, if you guys have ever seen Scream, especially Scream 2 and onward, they have movies within the movies called Stab that's, like, over-dramatic, like, over-dramatized of, like, are over-dramatizations of the events in the first movie, and it's literally almost like line for line, you know, and even worse acting, too, and it's like over-the-top acting and everything, and it's like, honestly, I think this could have been the first Stab movie. I seriously think so. It seriously felt like the first Stab movie from Scream 2, like, it really did felt like that, I will say that, and so I thought that was kind of hilarious, but I digress. Which honestly, for me, I think I might have appreciated it a little bit more if that's what they were trying to do with this movie, because it was made by Dimension Films, which owned the right to the Scream franchise, at least at the time they did, and you know, if they just called this Stab and announced it as, like, yes, we are actually releasing the movie within the movie of Scream 2, and this is what it's going to be like, this is what the characters in Scream 2 were watching. Yeah, I would actually be more on board with it than I am right now. But honestly, I did have at least a fun enough time with this movie. It wasn't, like, there was only some things that really bugged, like, that really drove me fucking insane, as far as the writing and everything goes. But other than that, I did have a fun time with it. And with that said, I'm going to give Scary Movie from 2000 a 4 out of 5 stars. Not bad, actually. Like, I actually did like it for the most part. I did had fun with the movie. Some of the humor did land, but at the same time I had a lot of other issues, especially something that just really bugged me from keeping it being like 5 out of 5 stars. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and what's up?